Installation of the heatsink cover on Peltor headsets is very simple and fast. The first thing we're going to do is disconnect the headband. On Peltor headsets, we twist the headband until we have it at a 90-degree angle to the pad, and we pull downward. Just takes a very small amount of force, and this headband rotational clip is disconnected. We can do that on both sides. Line it up in this orientation and pull downward. So now the headband is disconnected on one side of the headset. Now what we can do is we can take one finger or two, go underneath both the pad and a plastic plate that's underneath it, and we're going to find a cavity that our finger can fit inside, and we'll be pulling outwards. This can take significant pressure, and you may have foam or other pieces come out at this time. You can place them right back in place. Now with our ear pad, now this happens to be our Sightlines gel ear pad that's been installed. Yours will not necessarily look like this, but both foam and gel ear pads are fully compatible with the heatsink. You can take the heatsink cover and you can wrap it over the top of the pad and the plastic plate. Now, the heatsink is an oval shape, so if we look at the plate back here, there's a long axis and a short axis. Our heatsink has similar dimensions, and what we want to do is we want to look for a hole and a hole. There are two holes, and both of these holes are designed to be placed along the long axis directly in the center. So this little feature right here can be orientated so that the hole is lined up, and the same on this side. Now we're going to turn it over and we're going to look through the front side. And what we want to do is we want to take our fingers and press this innermost black fabric all the way through so that we've created a form-fitting cover. Now this is not perfect, so we want to adjust so that this portion of the heatsink of the nanotech fabric, which has the silver embedded in it, is basically sitting right on that front face of the ear pad. So this is approximately what it will look like when you attempt to complete it. We can improve it though significantly with this stainless steel wire locking ring. Now why do I call it a ring? Well, we're going to make an oval or a ring shape in use. So we take our pad with the heatsink attached and we bend the wire into this C shape or oval shape, and we drop it down straight from the front, and we allow it to expand on the bottom opposite side to which we're working. And the wire actually traps this black fabric on the opposite side of the plastic plate. It locks the heatsink in place. So if I pull right here, it will not come off. To further demonstrate that, if I pull this fabric up, it will not come through. It's locked in place. Now, this sets us up perfectly to reinstall the pad on the headset. Now with the Sightlines gel ear pads, we have this relief cut feature which has to be orientated on the top portion. So I want to make sure that I'm going to use the Peltor range guard. I'm going to use this top portion and align the relief cut up there. So now what I'm going to do is I'll press the pad back into place. It'll snap in, not very loudly on this headset. And then I will pull the heatsink over. And I will use those holes that I referenced earlier, and I'm going to pull them right over top of this arm or nub. I'll do that on both sides. And then I'll pull the fabric over the top, and I'll pull it over the bottom. Now you can spend more time dressing this up and making it look as pretty as you'd like, but this is a pretty solid installation. I can now reattach the headband. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that the arm and this rotational clip is oriented correctly. So we want to go 90 degrees as before. And snap this into place. And turn it over. And do the same thing. So now we've completed one side of the heatsink installation. We can finish by attaching the heatsink to the other side.